Hey, what's going on, everybody? Who'll 186 back again with another video. I am doing this video live, I guess. I have MLB The Show in the background. I wanted to address a video made by Mr. 100 yesterday. Obviously, everyone knows about what happened. If you've seen my last video, you saw I called out Cyclonis, and this is the guy I'm calling out today is the dude whose website it was. Not website. Is the podcast the guy who's running the podcast basically. Now, I saw the video, and for 14 minutes, he talked about nonsense. He went after Jay Bari. Big shout out to you, Jay Bari. He didn't address me, specifically, but what happened was the first time I ever heard about this comment that Cyclonis had was on Twitter. Um, Jay Bari, talked about it on Twitter. So pretty much I asked for a link. He sent me the link, the time frame in which when Cyclonis said what he said, and that was it. And the reason why for Jay Bari, if you're watching, the reason why he called you out was because I told them, like, they're accusing me of stalking them, watching their shit all the time, whatever. And that's furthest from the truth. I don't follow these dudes under any circumstances. I've seen a couple of Cyclonis' videos, but that's as far as that went. And I told them pretty much where I got the information from, and that's where everything, that's why they were coming out. That's why 100 was coming after you. Like I said, if you watch Jay Bari's latest video, I have the link down below in the description. Everything he said in the video was true, but I wanted to put my thoughts on it as well. Jay Bari ain't sent me to do nothing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Jay Bari can pretty much handle himself. And I'm not like he said, I'm not part of the console or anything like that. But I'm a fan of his content. I'm a fan of his channel, and I'm a fan of him I'm a fan of his as a person. I think he's generally a good dude who, while he prefers PlayStation, like I do, that doesn't mean that we have to sit there and hate on Xbox dudes or Nintendo dudes or nothing like that. Because at the end of the day, we're all gamers, which is something that obviously Cyclonis don't understand. And according to this fucking video that you made, you don't get it either. So here what the deal is, right? I'm gonna explain this slowly to you, Mr. 100, right? The problem has nothing to do with console. Get that shit out of your head. This had nothing to do with going after you as an Xbox dude. This had nothing to do with PlayStation or Xbox. Has nothing to do with it. Here's what the issue is. One of your homeboys, your family as you call them, pretty much said that he wanted the Orlando shooter, the guy who shot up the nightclub or bar, to go to the Sony press conference and theoretically do the same thing. That's what was the issue that I had. That was the issue that Jay Bari had. That was the issue that a lot of people had with that comment. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't understand that, then I can't dumb myself down any further than this. This is as stupid as I can be, just so that you can understand. Now, this whole thing, if you didn't know initially what happened in Orlando, that's fine. I'm explaining to you what happened in Orlando, and that your homeboy was pretty much saying that dude that shut up that club should have gone to the Sony E3 press conference. You put two and two together, right? I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can put two and two together. If you're smart enough, you can do it. You know what I'm saying? And another thing I wanted to say, but instead of doing that, what you did was essentially you damage controlled. You went through all through this, like, trying to to decipher what's a club and a bar. Like, that shit even means anything. Everyone knows when you mention the dude that stepped into the bar or to the club, whatever, and considering how the timing of everything that happened, it's obvious who Cyclonis was talking about. It wasn't like this whole notion that, oh, he was talking about Andrew House. Like I mean, apparently, according to what they were saying, that they had a discussion before the E3, the Sony E3 conference, that when they were saying that, oh, Andrew House got scared, like he ran off to Florida, or what have you. Listen, under normal circumstances, I don't like to call people dumb, but Cyclonis is one of those dudes who I don't think really holds information that well in his brain. Okay, first off. Secondly, what is that? Like, I highly doubt that any conversation you guys had involving Andrew House going to a bar or a club, I don't think that conversation happened. I'm going to be safe to say that that conversation happened. What I think happened, based on what you're saying, is that you guys were talking about a hypothetical situation in which Andrew House ran to Florida to hide away from Scorpio, and I highly doubt that that's what Cyclonis was talking about. Hell, look at what Chuckles in this Pittsburgh Steelers uniform. He knew what he was talking about. He knew what he was talking about. He may deny it now, but he knew what he was talking about. That's why he had that reaction. When the rest of you guys were quiet at little mice, very, very quiet. He knew what he was talking about. And now that, since I have explained it to you multiple times, not only here but in the comment section below your video, and the conversation we've had in Glitch, I've already explained to you what the problem was, what the comment was. I've already told you, but at this point you simply don't want to listen. At this point you simply don't want to believe that one of your family, a member of your family, is a fuckboy. I mean, essentially, that's what he is. He's a fuckboy. He's a console peasant who lets this console war shit get to him. That's who he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, there's nothing more to say. Like again, let me reiterate everything. I wasn't sent by nobody. I called you out because I wanted to call you out. No one tells me what to do. Right? No one. I did everything on my own. Right? This notion that you're saying that, oh, he got this, I don't follow Jay Bari on Facebook. I don't follow anybody that I interact with on YouTube or Twitter on Facebook. Facebook is my own personal thing. So no, he didn't get it from me I didn't get it from his Facebook under any circumstances. Right? Obviously, if you knew what was going on in the world, you would know what happened in Orlando. And since you don't know, I can understand if you're busy or whatever. You don't really get it. It was only the biggest massacre and mass shooting in U.S. history. But even if you didn't hear about it, that's fine. I'm telling you the context of what that dude was saying, and if you want to believe him, that's fine. But I guarantee you, since you and your homeboy are so invested in this console war bullshit, I guarantee you, if a PlayStation dude said that about a Microsoft conference, you would be all over that shit. Obviously, you would, and rightfully so, because someone saying that is dead wrong. That's awful. It's the worst possible thing that anyone can say about a group of people they don't know at that particular time. Making light of a situation. Like, again, this had nothing to do with the Orlando shooting specifically. It's about Cyclonis wanting that shooter to going to the Sony E3 press conference. It had nothing to do with making fun of the people in Orlando. It had nothing to do with that. It's about making light of a situation and wanting that situation to happen at the Sony E3. And the funny thing is, before I go, the funniest thing about what you're saying is that you're using an excuse that Cyclonis hasn't even used. Cyclonis hasn't said any of this shit. All he's done was just call me a pony. That's all he's done. He hasn't said, like, if all the back and forth me and him been having for a couple days, you would figure that he would at least mention it. But no, he didn't mention none of this. The only excuse about who he's talking about, the only thing that's where it's coming from is from you. If what you're saying is true, how come he hasn't told me that? He hasn't said anything. All he did was just call me a pony and said, "Oh, I'll plead the fifth." Like, man, you know what I mean? Like, look, it is what it is at this point. You know, apparently fuckboys run together, so that's what it is. Anyway, this is Hoovy 186. I'm out.